Hello, beautiful people. How are you doing today? If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Dr. Doris, and I am a general practitioner in Australia. So I'm just here to answer some few questions which I have been getting. If you feel like you're interested in getting the answers to some of the questions that I've been getting, please do come on in and we can have a quick chat, okay? How long does it take to prepare for AMC MCQ? Okay, so the answer to that question is when you're ready. A lot of people would be like, oh, can I be ready for the exam within 6 months? And my answer to that question is actually when you're ready, because in all honesty, I might tell you that it takes 3 months to prepare for the exam, and your situation might be different. Say, in terms of, you might have babies, or you might be going through a lot of stress in your life. So all those things can affect your preparation time. So the answer is when you're ready. But the key thing that I always advise is give yourself a target. So let's say, what do you want to do? That's the first question. And how long do you want to take preparing for this exam? That's the next question. So when you answer these two questions, you'll be able to set targets for yourself. So what the target you're setting for yourself is kind of like, you give yourself 3 to 6 months to finish the exam, and then you start your prep. So if you have had in mind that I want to do this exam in the next 6 months, and you've paid for it and you've scheduled your date, then you should plan your reading around when you want to do the exam. Okay, so if you have about 6 months time and you're targeting like to do your exam in 6 months time, then what you have to do is to start reading. Start on time to map out your reading plan, and then start writing down the topics you want to assess through a RCGP guideline or ROCH if you want to get more about children's stuff. And that reminds me, ROCH actually has an app in Apple Store. I have seen the app, and it has a lot of good information about children, so you can actually have a quick read on that through ROCH app. You can download it in your phone, and you can access like any information that you want to access via the ROCH app. Okay, so that is number one. So it's basically like how fast you can go in terms of studying. Like when I wanted to study for my exam, I gave myself like 6 months, and in 4 months I was just doing like 3 to 4 5 hours studies daily. But when it was 2 months to my exam, I started doing 18-hour studies daily, and that is, I had to stop like a lot of things, including work. So you need to like plan yourself, and the plan involves like, what do you want to do? You get what I mean? So that is just number one. Now I get some questions like somebody have asked me that their IELTS exam is gonna expire, and will they still need to write another IELTS before they start looking for job? The answer is, you can actually look for job. It doesn't stop you from looking for jobs. Say you still have an IELTS that has expired, you can just put it in there and keep on searching for job, as long as you are able to meet the cutoff mark for the examination. Okay, now just keep on looking for job. You might be able to get something. So someone else have said to me, oh, is there a way that you can connect us to practices that are looking for people? And actually I didn't like go through that route. So how I did mine was just keep throwing your application everywhere. Some agencies will be able to help you in terms of job, like Emergency Focus. They will be able to help you. I've had some friends that went through them and they were able to get job. So if you want to try them, that's really good. The next option is just to keep calling practices. Like, you can take out your time and say, okay, I'll be calling 10 practices today. If they don't pick your call, try again. Okay, because they're actually Australia has a massive shortage of general practitioners, but the issue is that a lot of practices actually want doctors that they won't need a lot of supervision, but some are happy to supervise you from level 1. So if you understand this, then you'll be able to push through. Now I've gotten another question like, oh, how do I prepare for my interview? Okay, now I will give you like some clues. Okay, now in terms of interview preparation, you need to there's a group on Facebook that is called Pakistani Doctors, and a lot of doctors are in that group, including myself. So if you join the Pakistani group on Facebook, you'll be able to see all the information that you need, say in terms of like job hunts. You will see what other doctors go through. Even you will get valuable insight as to what to study for your interviews. Okay, in one of the 5 sections, you can see a place where they've written a lot of interview for, like, it's kind of, they've done a compilation of what has been asked in the previous interviews, and they've tried to provide answers to those questions. If you go to that 5 section and download it, you'll be able to see a lot of interview questions according to states, and you will see some answers, and you can also do some research for yourself as to how to answer the questions. Okay, I was talking to my HR and I was asking her that what are the things you look at for when you interview a patient or like a doctor? What do you want to know? And she just said to me, look, what we are looking for is someone who can fit into the team. Okay, sometimes somebody might be very learned, very knowledgeable, but you do not fit into the team. So if they assess and they feel that you do not fit into their team, they might not be offering you an employment. I will give you a very typical instance. Okay, let's say that a friend of mine has been denied a job. He was rejected a job because he gave a kind of answer. So he was applying for a job in the ED. When they called him for interview, they asked him, what are your long-term goals? So he said, oh, my long-term goals is that I'm planning to be a pathologist. So I'm hoping that when I work in the ED, I'll be able to switch to pathology in a long run. So this answer didn't go down well with the HR, and they just gave him rejection straight up. So when he tried to call, because normally when you get a rejection, I know that some of you might not know, you can actually call the practice, or you can call the hospital to request for a feedback and the reason as to why you weren't offered the employment. You can do this, but I know that so many of you do not know. So when he tried to follow up to find out why he was rejected, the job was denied, he was told that it's because he was trying to make them understand that his long-term goal was to actually go and work as a pathologist. So they didn't see the relationship between being a pathologist and then coming to work in the ED. So it made it look like he wasn't going to be committed to the job. So they didn't offer him the employment. And they also explained to him that they have lots of people who have come, and when they asked your long-term goal, they said, oh, that they're going to actually, they want to be an ED registrar or an ED, like a consultant with an ED focus, and they were more interested in those people than somebody who wants to be a pathologist. Okay, so let's say you're looking for a job in pediatrics department. Your long-term goal should be focusing on you want to be a pediatrician in the future, because once you say something that is out of this, trust me, you're not going to get called for that job. Okay, so that is one thing. They're looking for somebody who fits into the team. And the next one is how you speak, how you answer your questions, how you correlate clinical experience to a practical experience, like theoretical knowledge, how you bring your theoretical knowledge into practical knowledge. So yeah, some people just read and read and read, but when it comes to applying what you know to what is looking in front of you, it becomes a bit difficult and a bit challenging. So those are the things you just need to work around on how to do all the stuff like that. So so these are the 3 key questions that I wanted to answer. If you're still watching me, thank you very much for being here, and I would like you to give a thumbs up to my video. If you have any question that you want me to address in my coming video, please put it down in the comment section, and I will be answering your question in my next video. Have a wonderful time, guys. Bye.